During this presentation, I will show you how, with makeup, to make your own clown, vampire, cat, witch, and werewolf, and also the making of various cuts and scars. Good evening. I'm Terry Allen from Salt Lake Costume. I'm here to show you how easy, safe, and fun it really can be to use makeup for Halloween. This is Rebecca, and we're going to do Rebecca up as a clown. And we're going to start off by deciding what our clown should look like. So let's paint some high eyebrows on this clown. And we'll do this with an eyebrow pencil. We'll paint another one on the other side. Okay, now let's put a triangle here on the clown's nose. All right. And then how about some nice big circles on the cheek? Okay, and let's make this a real happy clown with a real smiley face. Okay, now that we've done that, now we can start to color in what we've done. And we'll start off with our white makeup, which is called Clown White. And we'll just paint around places we marked off. Okay, now that we've got it on everywhere, we can just come back and get it as smooth as we can. We want to make sure we get it on good and heavy all over the face. Okay, now that we've got our white on, now we can go back, and it's kind of like coloring in a coloring book. We can go back and put our other colors in. Let's paint in these eyebrows here. Okay, let's paint these cheeks. The best way to take the makeup off is with a little cleansing cream like Kohl Cream, and then a lot of soap and water. Wash your face really good. Okay, let's put a little eyeshadow on this clown. Close your eyes. Just put a little blue above the eyes, and we'll just blend it in. Now, what we need to do is just kind of make sure we got everything where we want it. And then we need to powder this to set it. And the powder will do two things. It'll set the makeup so it won't smear, so if you need to scratch your nose, you can do it. And also take the shine off of it. And we can come back with a real soft brush, a baby brush or a powder brush, and we just kind of brush all the extra powder off the face. And you kind of brush in the same direction that you painted the face. So maybe if you missed a spot with the powder, at least your smear goes the right direction. Okay, now we can come back again with our eyebrow pencil and we can outline. What we've done so it shows up better. Okay, now we can either leave it like this with the painted nose, or we can take and we can put a foam clown nose on. These are kind of fun because they just kind of stay on and you don't have to glue them on. And what clown is incomplete without a wig and hat? Most of these items are available at your local costume house or makeup store, theatrical makeup store. This is Nicholas. Nicholas wants to be a vampire. We're going to start with some clown white again. And we're just going to put it very lightly all over the face. We just want this on real thin coat, just almost as thin as we can get it. We just want him to look real pale. Take some gray liner here. And we're going to put some shadows on. If you feel in your cheeks, you can feel some hollow spots. And that's what we want to paint on here, is these hollow spots in the cheeks. I'm just going to put some shadows in there. And then if you feel it in your forehead, you can feel some bones right above your eyes, and then kind of a hollow spot in between. And it's kind of a diamond shape. So let's paint that in. We want this vampire to look like he's got a long, thin nose, so we're going to paint shadows down the side of each side of the nose. Okay, and there's some real frown lines that run alongside the nose. Nick, will you wrinkle up your nose for me? Okay, when he wrinkles up his nose, I can see where they are. Okay, relax your nose just a little bit, okay? And we'll paint those in. Okay, you want to wrinkle them up again for me? Okay, relax. Okay, we can paint some frown lines in the corner of his mouth there. Okay. Now we can take our finger and kind of blend all this in. Okay, now after we've got our shadows on there, we can come back with some clown white again and do highlights. Put some highlights right on the bone, on the cheek. What we want to do is just kind of highlight all the bony places in the face. Okay, now we got these. We'll just take and blend these two. And just change them a little bit depending upon the character. You can use them in a witch. You can use them in a werewolf. You want to darken in around his eyes. We can do that just by mixing a little black into our gray to get it darker. Okay, now let's blend all this. And we're going to outline his eyes. Use the eyebrow pencil to kind of accent some of your shadows. don't you wrinkle up your forehead, Nick, and let's paint some lines in up there. Okay, you can see where those frown lines go. We can just kind of paint those in. Okay, let's use a nice blood red liner. Maybe even put just a little bit of black in it. Okay, now we need to powder this makeup to set it. And we're going to use white powder again. Take a soft brush, brush off the extra powder. Now we need to do something about his hair. So let's first get his hair the way we want it here. We're going to kind of comb it into a point here in the front. Okay, let's just use a little regular hairspray here, just to kind of keep it where we want it. Then we want to make his hair black, so we're going to use some black hairspray. And just shampoos out. We'll just slip in our monster teeth here, and there we have our vampire. This is Kara, and she's going to be the witch's black cat. We're going to take our eyebrow pencil, and we're going to kind of draw him a cat's face on here. I'm going to kind of divide her upper lip. And kind of like she's got a real big smile. The cat's nose is kind of broad. Okay, so that'll give us our start of our cat. And we're going to use a little black base makeup. And we're going to paint around the face here. I use two basic colors, just white and black, on this cat. Okay, we'll just kind of brush these lines on direction that the hair might go on a cat. Now let's take some clown white. Kind of fill in these other areas. Okay, we just do a little blending now. Okay, we take our eyebrow pencil again. We'll outline the eyes here. Close your eyes. Okay, and we can use the eyebrow pencil to just give more of this whisker kind of look. Her hair, like we're painting hair. Now, we can give her some whiskers. Just paint some dots in. Okay, now let's take a little red liner and a little white liner and mix them together and get a little pink here for the end of her nose. Okay, now we're going to need to powder this again. This is to set the makeup and to take the shine off of it. A little soft powder brush. And again, always brush in the direction that you've painted your lines. I'll let her use her own hair, and that's hers. This is Rebecca, and she's going to be the Wicked Witch. Okay, the first thing we want to do with the Wicked Witch is we need a big, long, ugly nose and an ugly chin. So we're going to use some nose putty. When you first buy nose putty, it's a real hard stick. What you have to do is break off a little and work with it until you get it soft. Okay, to make the nose putty stick on the face, we're going to use a glue called spirit gum. It's not spearmint gum, it's spirit gum. We're just going to paint that on and just let it get a little tacky. The nose and the chin. Just put the nose on and we'll just kind of blend it in. Now we need to do the chin. Stick that little pointed chin on. And smooth it out. Now we're ready for our base. And for a base, we're going to use a little green liner mixed in with a little clown white. And we're just going to put this green everywhere. Okay, now we want a real dark gray for our shadows here. Make this nose look as long and thin as we can, so we'll shadow both sides of it. Okay, and there's a diamond again. We're going to shadow up here in the forehead. And just paint those brown lines right in. Let's put some bags under those eyes. Shadow around the eyes. Okay, now let's just take and blend these in. Okay, now let's do some highlights again. Bones up here in the forehead. Highlights on the cheekbones, right down the center of the witch's nose. Okay, then we're going to blend these in again. Around the mouth, down. Around the eyes, up and back. Okay, let's put a little red under her eyes. Look way up. Kind of make her eyes look like they might be a little bloodshot. Okay, again we need to powder all this to set it. Okay, now we can take our black eyebrow pencil again. Close your eyes. We'll go around the eyes. One thing nice about witches, you don't have to worry about getting their makeup on straight. I'm going to use some black with a little blood red in it for lipstick. Okay. You want to blot your lips. Now she needs her hair. And her hat. This is Chris, and he's going to be a werewolf. I'm going to start out with a base makeup. The color of this is called Desert Tan. Okay, now we're going to go to our shadows. Okay, we want to use a real dark brown lining color here. And we're going to use a lot of the Same shadows that you'd use in the witch or the vampire. Shadowing under the cheekbones. Forehead area. A diamond up there. Around the eyes. Okay, we're going to want some darker shadows. On the outside of the face. Let's blend all these. Now you can use nose putty to build up the nose on the werewolf, or you can just shadow it. Like we're going to do. Okay, now we're going to highlight the cheekbones. Highlight the forehead. Highlight in between these wrinkles on the nose. Inside of the frown lines. Looks a little more like a painted Indian at this point. Yeah, let's blend these in. Okay, we're just going to take and paint the end of his nose black here. Okay, now let's outline around his eyes. The black eyebrow pencil. Now we need to powder this to set it, but this time we're going to use a translucent powder. It's more of a flesh-colored powder than the white powder we've used before. Okay, take our powder brush, brush off the excess powder here. Okay, let's take our eyebrow pencil and let's just put some lines in here to give the feeling of hairs coming across the face. Okay, now with the help of a little hairspray, try and get his hair to comb back. Okay, now we can put the crepe hair on. Crepe hair comes in a braid like this. If we unbraid it, like so, and then we take and we iron it with a steam iron, we can get it nice and straight. We're going to use a little spirit gum for an adhesive here. Now, if you like, you can use liquid latex. It works nice because it's a little easier to get off. We'll just kind of paint a line starting back here. While that's getting tacky, we'll take and comb the crepe hair. We'll just take and spread this out, press it into the spirit gum. Take a Kleenex or a paper towel, kind of push that hair in. The theory behind the crepe hair is to start at the base and work to the top layer. Take your fingers and spread it out. Okay, let's bring some up here in the cheek, put some up in the forehead area now. Put another layer here in the forehead. Okay, now we'll put on the last layer, the top layer, and we'll do it just like we did the others. Only this time, we'll glue the hair on going the opposite direction. We'll glue it on so it's turned into the face. Inside the temples, and finally the forehead. Now that we've got all the hair on, completely hidden his face, we can take a little hairspray and start combing this back into his own hair. Little blood here on his nice new t-shirt. Add an old suit coat or a Levi jacket, and if you save the clumps of fur you comb out while you're making the face hair, you can glue them on the backs of your hands. This is James, and we're going to show you how they do some of the cuts and scars for the movies on him. Start out with a scar first. And we're going to use a product called collodion. And all we have to do with this is just paint it on the skin in a fleshy area. Okay, if you stretch it while it dries, you can get more of a scar effect. Now this would simulate maybe a burn after it healed, or a real bad cut. The more you use, the deeper the scar. And we can make it look maybe just a little sore by putting a little coloring in it. Okay, now over on this cheek, over here, we're going to do a little cut. And the first thing we want to do is put a little red or purple base here. And we'll put a little spiricum on this to kind of help hold the wax on. Next thing we're going to use is called Mortician's Wax. And it comes under several product names. Derma Wax, Scar Wax, Nose and Scar Wax. It's just a real soft wax. So as this gets a little tacky, just spread this on. It's a little like spreading a peanut butter sandwich. Okay, now we want to just try and get this as smooth as we can. Okay, and then all we have to do to turn it into a cut is just take and cut it open. And we just need to put a little stage blood in it. We at Salt Lake Costume are anxious that you all have a safe and fun Halloween. We have shown you how you and your friends, with the help of your parents, can create your own Halloween face. We want both you and your parents to know that masks of any kind block your vision and are therefore dangerous. So be whatever you want to be with makeup